Hello, boys and girls. I was in Vegas. Well, not Vegas, Laughlin, technically. And people say, well, where's Laughlin? Well, it's south of Vegas. Then why didn't you just say Vegas in the first place? Because I'm a douche. I don't know. Technically, I was in Phoenix, then went up to Laughlin, and I went to Oatman, Arizona. If you haven't been there, I strongly recommend. They have wild burros, like mules, that come into town. They were there back in the mining days. They used them as pack mules. And then when the gold ran out, they just let the burros go. And then the burros fornicated. And they had little burros. And then those burros fornicated. And there was lots of fornication amongst the burros. So that now the grandchildren burros are alive today. Like, what it was, 1850, I think, was when the burros started to exist. And then the fornication process began. I don't know what the life expectancy of a burro is, but yeah, it's a lot. So they've been out there, but they always come back to town and live off the people. They're very domesticated. And then at night, this has nothing to do with the topic of conversation. I'm just telling you a story here, so, just appreciate the colorfulness of the story. So the burros come in during the day, and then all the tourists come in and feed burros for $1. You get, like, burro food. It's like these cubes of I don't know what. And then they come in, they pet, and they poop on the street. And they own the town, man. They run the freaking town. And then at night, they go back up to wherever the burros go. And then they fornicate. And then the process continues. See? So, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about a word called independent. And this is the most abused word because everyone claims to be independent, but you're not. And you see this in many places, and kind of what instigated this, I know a kid who was in high school, and he was complaining, he wasn't really complaining, just kind of mentioned that, he had a credit card, and all these guys, the rich kids, their parents bought the car, and, all the girls like that. And so I tried to explain, I'm like, well, look, that ain't, and this is for all you preppy little douches who come from, the spoiled brat suburbs who think that the car your dad bought you, or your mom bought you, that's your car and somehow you have pride in it. No. That's not your car. That's your dad's car. He's just allowing you to drive it. Right? He's also spoiling you in the process to become a dude bro douche. But that's what, or preppy suburbanite girls. The back in my day, all the preppy girls had convertible cabriolets. That was the shiznit back then. To give you younger kids, use your parlance there. So there's the psychology, and this is transgenerational. Everyone thinks that they're independent, whether you're an old fart baby boomer or a young dipshit millennial. Everyone thinks they're independent. So let me explain to you what independence is. As I move my goggles for no reason. To be independent means you do not rely on other people. That is the word independent. That's the definition. All right? And once again, if you'll permit me to brag, I am one of the most independent people I know. Right? When I graduated, up till 18, I was living off of my parents. And then when I moved, I have been independent ever since. I've never taken a handout, never taken a government dime. I've never, of course, you get gifts or whatever, the $25. Don't you anal retentive ass. Shut up. The rule I kind of like to use is if your parents' and governmental support went away, would you still be in the position you are today? And the answer is yes. That's true independence. Now, let's pick another group of people. Oh, you really smart, sassy, independent girls who are in college. I'm so independent. Is dad paying your way through college? Is mom paying your way through college? Or my favorite, this applied for both men and women in the Carlson School. I pay my own way through college. Yeah, but you don't pay for your fucking car, your fucking insurance, your fucking gas, your fucking food, your fucking credit card, your fucking health insurance. Oh, no, mom and dad took care of that. Oh, no, the government took care of that. Oh, but you're still independent. Right, sure you are, kid, you sweet little sociology major. And then another group is all the fucking parasites, and that's what you are. This is not a pejorative. I'm going to say it again. I'm describing you. I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying what you are. You're a parasite who live off of the government dole. All right? If you're collecting welfare, TANF, SNAP, EBIT, WEBIT, CBIT, ZBIT, whatever all the acronyms are, if you're taking a government check and you didn't put into the system, I'm being very generous with the Medicaid and Social Security, Medicare and Social Security people, you are not independent. You just aren't. You are a parent. You are living off of other people have to work to support you because you do not support yourself. You are dependent. So understand, independence is one of the rarest accomplishments and achievements that most Americans have today. I don't see very many truly independent people. All right? I know some. A lot of them are my friends. I keep, birds of a feather flock together, that sort of thing. But if you look at the average person in America today, they're not independent. In one way or another, they are relying on somebody. And set that aside. Being independent is an admirable goal, probably the most admirable goal. And being parasitical, being dependent, should be shameful. But what really is disgusting is when you claim to be independent, you have the attitude, I'm an independent-minded person. You do just because I like doing that. I don't know why. Is it Z? Transform Z? Never mind. Old 80s cartoon. Never mind. When you claim to be independent or you act independent, and you're independent-minded, when you are dependent and parasitical, that's hypocritical. That's even worse than being dependent. Some people are dependent and they have shame. I know some people, friends of mine, who they filed for bankruptcy. Parents bailed them out. Gosh, I even know a banker who was ashamed that the bank got bailed out. It wasn't his fault. He was one of the few good bankers. There are people that have shame, and that's humility. That's being humble, and that's good. Then you realize you're thankful for what you get. But you people out there who are entitled, who think it's owed to you that you should be guaranteed an income, that you should be guaranteed tuition, that you should have free health care, that you should have your birth control paid for, that you should have this paid for, that paid for, but you still claim to be independent, you're not only dependent, parasitical, hypocritical, you're the fucking scum of the earth. You're just disgusting, evil people. I think you know who you are, because you can kind of see it in their eyes. They just look at Sandra Fluke. She's a perfect example. Just look at that face and tell me, would you trust that person? Not to get all philosophical. Look into my eyes. No, I'm just saying, you can kind of tell. Just the hair on the back of your neck goes up with you people, because you're criminal. You're fucking parasites. You're the ones that make society, well, you'll collapse it, or at least you slow it down. You're the dead weight of society. You're the ones that should be getting out of here. We should kick you off to some frickin' island. Anyway, just want to explain to you people out there the word independent, why it's admirable and very rare achievement. I mean, heck, I could even say I'm technically not independent because I received, when I went to college, it was like in-state tuition, which is subsidized by the state. So I'm just being intellectually honest. But yeah, everyone should be aiming to be genuinely independent, not just saying they're independent. Poodles.